Meet Dave of Delusions of Grandeur, actor, producer, and director of films like Tales of the Forgotten. He has come to assemble a team of freaks, geeks, and even worse, film nerds, to discuss films ranging from mainstream to downright crazy. There is Tammy, car enthusiast, and Dave's fiance, Dustin, reptile expert and overall horror collector, Jake, environmentalist and fine art film critic, and finally Brandon, a therapist with a love of film that can only be seen as insanity. Together under Dave's leadership, they are inside movies galore. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting film journey here on Delusions of Grandeur. I am one of your hosts, but today we are back with that shadowy figure from another dimension, Boris, who has brought us another film to put into the equation. So why don't you tell us what a movie you subjected us to this week?
Well, it's The Dead Thing from 2024. A horror movie directed by Elric Kane, written by Elric Kane and Webb Wilcoxon, starring Catherine Hughes, Blue Hunt, and John Carna.
And I do want to say something about the release. It was released as an original on Shudder. So it is a Shudder release film, but it is also one that went to a boutique label called Vinegar Syndrome, because Vinegar Syndrome puts out releases with that yellow. If you saw in the very beginning, it said yellow something.
Yellow Whale, yeah.
That is a line of films that Vinegar Syndrome Films partners with to release a boutique a Blu-ray of it. So I just wanted to say something about that because I know that's where you can get it physically.
Ooh, cool! I didn't know that.
So,
Ooh.
but anyways, back to you.
Yeah, so it says on IMDb. A young woman lost in a series of meaningless connections falls in love with a charismatic and sensitive man who hides a dark secret that turns her affair into a dangerous obsession. So, is this the first time you guys have watched this movie, and what were your first impressions?
Who did you want to go first?
Okay, Tabby can go first.
Yeah, it was my first time, and I thought it was really good. I mean, it was very intriguing. You know, it takes a little bit, and then you realize that he is the dead thing.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, ladies and gentlemen.
But, it takes a little bit to realize that, and then it's unique how who can see them and who can't, and when they can and when they can't, and things like that. It's
Uh, yeah.
I think it was good. Um as we get into it, when she finds out things too, it's leading up to everything. It kept you interested. So I liked it. I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, this is a first time watch for me. It's hard for me to keep up with all the releases that Vinegar Syndrome puts out, especially when there's so much more to collect. So I hadn't. It was known, the title to me, but it was not known who the director was nor what the film was about. I'd seen the title around, hadn't quite gotten to get a copy of it. Glad I've finally seen it, and it was interesting. It started off very slow, almost like zero dialogue, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But then suddenly there was dialogue, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So she's got a flirtatious coworker. She is obviously going through some relationship shit, where she's trying to find the perfect match, you know. And as things progress, it definitely does get intense, and um, you it bounces around a lot, so it does take a while to get to telling you uh, or showing you who exactly the dead thing is, and it's not just and it ends up being more than one person at the end of everything, which another spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed watching the reveal. It kept you entertained, and it's not. At first, I thought it was a movie that was going to put me to sleep because
Uh,
I had already been asleep for a couple hours, so that I could actually be up and watch this. And it took a while to download the movies, well, get a copy of the movie. So, um,
I'm sorry about that. That part is kind of my fault.
but in any case, was able to finally get to watch it, and um, at first I wasn't sure, because it started out very slow. I was expecting it to be very slow. With the pace. The pacing eventually picked up, and it kept my interest. So let's just put it at that for right now. I enjoyed it for what it is. And what about you, Boris? Was this a first time watch for you?
Oh yes, yes, it was my first time, and I also found it quite interesting and suspenseful. My only pet peeve with it is that the very beginning of the story made me develop an instant dislike for the main character
Oh, you
because
mean main characteress?
yes, yes, Alex. Because she was upset about apparently getting ghosted by the guy she was dating, while at the same time she was doing the exact same thing to whoever she had in her phone, in her contacts under the name Fuckface, who wanted to see her for some reason, and she just kept deleting his messages. So the exact same thing that she was upset about, she was doing to someone else, which is hypocrisy at its finest. And so at the very beginning, I pretty much knew that no matter what horror was about to happen to her, I probably wasn't going to feel sorry for her unless she had one hell of a justification for how she was treating
Plus,
whoever it
if you
was.
put two and two together and figured out that the whole reason why her roommate friend supposedly wasn't getting married was all because of her. In the end,
Because she had an affair with her roommate's boyfriend, right?
correct. Which is who fuckface was.
Uh, Actually, I was kind of speculating that he and Fuckface might be the same person, but I wasn't sure what exactly made you figure that out.
The letter at the end, which, spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen, the letter that Kara actually read that the boyfriend left was the truth of the matter.
Ah.
He told her the truth, which is why she was reading the note and she was like tearing up, and that's when, well, ghost guy, dead thing, decided to take her off the board.
Oh, yeah, which honestly didn't make much sense to me. Like when Kyle killed Kara and he left her body in that room or closet or whatever it was behind that closed door. And then Alex just went out with the other guy, like she didn't even care. There was a corpse left inside her house. Like, what the hell was that about?
Oh, she didn't know the corpse was there.
Ah, I
She didn't know
guess.
Kara was dead, even when she died later on, which is something that we'll eventually get to.
Yeah,
Once we.
she didn't know because she was still trying to call her and she was leaving messages for her and stuff.
Yep.
Ah, so it was Alex who was calling her.
Yeah, I believe that was Alex who was calling her. Yeah. But
Huh.
but then Kara was somewhat alive calling her at the end, which made me a bit confused myself. So
Oh,
let's
yeah.
stop talking about the end and start talking about the beginning.
Right.
Okay, so
Well,
who is Alex played by actress wise?
Alex is played by Blue Hunt.
Okay, has
Uh,
she been in anything else?
oh, let's see if she has been in anything I might know.
Let's see.
Mm, yeah, let's see. She is known for the New Mutants from 2020, The Dead Thing from 2024, the Originals, which is a TV series from 2017, and something called Replay, which there isn't really much information about, not even the year when it was supposedly released. Let's see if she was in anything else.
Okay, I have the new mutants, and I guess uh, I'll have to rewatch the. Okay, she was only in 6 episodes of the originals,
Ah,
but she is Rachel in the upcoming Faithful Women of the Bible that we have um, set up to record ourselves.
Uh,
And I guess she's in a TV series called Sherlock and Daughter.
who? Okay, this is
She's in a lot of TV
interesting.
stuff. That let's just put it that way. More than I'll have to rewatch the new Mutants one of these days. I know I
Uh,
have it for real. Um, just because that has to do with like the X-Men, kind of, sort of.
ah, right.
But yeah, she appears to be one of the mutants in the last technically X-Men movie from 2020. That was so. That is the technically the most recent, I would have to say.
Whew, fair enough.
Alrighty, so what kind of job does it look like she has?
She works at some sort of company who the problem is for some reason there is no plot on Wikipedia, but I found some review on some other page that some other website that says more. Let's see if I can find it. Oh,
I believe she scans documents and copies them for the company.
something like that. Oh, the Dead Thing movie review and film summary review. Okay. Uh, mm, s- no. Yeah, she scanned some documents apparently.
Yep,
Uh,
and there's another guy initially who is her coworker, and he apparently likes to just talk out of turn. Um, there are some people who just automatically just never shut up when you're working
I
with when you're working with them, and this is that kind of guy. And he comes somewhere during this film. He comes over and apparently tries to teach her something new that the company has them doing or whatnot. But initially, he seems to be trying to flirt with her, and
uh,
and I think there's a moment in here where he actually accosts her and is like, "Are you mad at me for any reason?" And she's like, "I just make it a rule that I do not date coworkers." You know,
yeah, that kind of does make sense.
well,
Although, uh, to an extent, I didn't like how condescending she was towards him, but at the same time, he really was too talkative. Like he asks her something, but then doesn't shut up and doesn't even give her a moment to answer the question.
yeah, and he's also like somewhat like nosy into her business and whatnot because her phone is automatically like matching up with people when she's not even touching it, and he like notices it while he's like showing her something. Um, Tammy, what did you think about that coworker? Was he annoyed?
He definitely was infatuated with her. And he was, yes, he was nosy, and um, I would have probably put him in his place too, like she did, and been like, dude, man, we work together, and that's it. You know, I don't
Would
mind
you
being friends, but that's it.
would you have been as condescending as she?
I guess it would depend on if he got the point or not. I mean,
Well, he didn't seem to get the point the following time because he straight up hit on her the following time.
right? Like, well, um, when I was working at Economy, okay, we all joked around and we all had fun and stuff, and it was all joking around. Nobody was actually hitting on me. Okay, we were all joking around and having a great time and having fun because it was all in fun and nobody was hitting on anybody, even though we made jokes. That's
Yeah.
what I think. That's what I think she was looking for with him is, okay, we can have fun with this, but it's only fun, And he was taking it too seriously, and he was really trying to pursue her. Then it's not fun anymore, you know. And he wasn't getting the point, so I think, in turn, I guess if you have to make it plain, if you have to put your foot down and make it a slap in the face to get somebody to understand something, then you have to.
Uh, well, in a way, you do have to, but maybe you can at least try to do it less aggressively than she did.
Well, we only saw the couple attempts, so we don't know how many times she might have nicely said "knock it off."
Huh.
You know, it seemed like when she got aggressive, it was that maybe
Because it had happened consistently.
yeah, that maybe this wasn't the first or second time, and she finally was like, "That's it. You're not getting the point."
And I think
Yeah.
that's what it was more or less like the fact that he was being little bit more lecherous, a little bit more flirty than she might have liked, to the point where he made things uncomfortable. You know,
Uh, maybe.
a
Although I
coworker that
think.
always constantly crosses the friend line is one that you have to be a little bit more forceful. If you're not getting the word no or back the fuck off vibe from a female, then you need to be told that in whatever tone that you need to be told. You know, you know, that's how I feel.
Well, okay, we didn't see what was happening between them before that. That much is true.
No, but the way that they were implying it, in a way, I think that's what they were doing. You know,
Mm,
but it doesn't just focus on that aspect of things. In the background, she does have a roommate who appears to be, or we find out later that she was to be married with someone, and they had a bad breakup.
Yeah, it appears that actually she is the roommate. The Kara's family or whatever got her or bought her the apartment or bought her the place, and
true.
Alex is staying with Kara.
True. Yeah, I
Yep.
forgot that.
And she did say that she was living there for 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she said she
Ultimately,
was temporarily staying there, and then she said, "But it's been 2 years."
Uh, yeah. And she fucked her boyfriend in the meantime.
well, and that happened long before, and evidently, it was a relationship she just kind of. It was one of those ordeals where maybe she was too drunk or whatnot, and it's something that she definitely seemed to regret. But it happened, and it shows her going through a number of relationships. It basically was a montage of being matched with people and one and done. Uh, one night, one night stands. You know,
Huh.
and it seems like she really didn't have an emotion when any kind of emotion that she was putting into these one night stands. You know,
Huh.
it's almost like she was going through the motions. Like I don't, at least with the ones that you see before she meets the guy that she kind of like falls in love with.
Oh
Almost,
yeah. Yeah, apparently he was the first one who really meant something to her.
Right.
yep. So, um, but yeah, she does meet up with Kyle. Evidently, there's something about the cat in the picture that drew her to him, and evidently they don't just have one fling; they have a couple of flings within the night, and evidently they have a couple of. It almost looks like they have a couple of days with each other.
Yes. Which now makes me wonder, was he already dead at the beginning or did he die later? Like when he stopped responding to her.
They never really said, did they?
Well, when she finds out when she's given the death the little card, it was from 2 months prior to her meeting him.
Ha!
It
Nice
said
catch. I didn't see the date on that card.
No, she was told that by the girl who gave it to her.
Ah, interesting.
But she found out that, and she didn't believe it at first. So she went back to the bar that she met. Actually, no,
well, we're skipping
she
ahead
went
a little
back to
bit.
the app.
She went back to the app first to and but before that she had purposely been going to the bar, and then she saw him there with another girl. And she followed them,
Yep,
and then she went back to where he supposedly worked, and because he had not answered the note that she had left, and then that's when the girl gave her that death notice thing, and then she went back on the app to try and meet up
Uh,
with him again.
uh,
yep.
uh,
And she
what,
found
what,
him, and he showed up
uh,
at the bar, and he acted like he didn't even know her.
uh, on the other hand, though, if he was already dead the first time she met him, then how come after she received the card about his death, that only after that she found that puddle of blood with her handfuls in it that she had given to him?
She was investigating what had happened to him. She was
Uh,
trying to she was trying to get to real her mind was telling her, no, this can't be real. He's got to be real. He's not dead. And so she was investigating, and she found those headphones, those,
Yep.
and that's because that was where he had passed away. I'm assuming that they don't say it directly, but I'm assuming from something later on when he does explain things somewhat about how he died. It sounds like he got hit by a car.
or a
Yep.
train, I
It
think.
sounds like he got hit by a drunk driver.
Oh, oh, it was a car. For some reason, I understood it was a train. I'm not sure why.
No,
Nope.
because he died right there by in front of it, basically in front of his work, crossing the street.
Yep.
He said something to her about that he had gotten a notice on the phone of a match, and he was paying attention to that as he was crossing the street. So whether it was his fault for not watching the vehicles or the vehicle not watching him, it seemed like he was crossing the street and boom.
So he was already dead before she even met him.
Oh, huh. Yeah, what he said there kind of does imply that, but that doesn't explain if when he received the headphones from her, if he was already dead, then how did the headphones end up in a puddle of blood after that? If he was already dead before that.
That is a good question. If he received them from her, you know,
I think he did.
It was his headphones
but
that were in the puddle.
but he asked her for his headphones, for her headphones, while they were together.
Correct. But she found his headphones.
No, those were hers.
No, those were his.
Okay.
She found his where he had died, all bloody and everything. And that's why he had asked her for hers because he no longer had his.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Now I get it. But in any case, there is a reason. There is a reason why she did go and see other people after the guy ghosted her, because she figured the guy was had ghosted her, you know. So she was continuing trying to find someone who was just as good, if not better. You know, she thought that, and but all the while she kept thinking about the guy. You know.
I think she was. I think she was determined to find out exactly what happened and why he apparently ghosted her.
Uh huh.
Yeah, which.
But we, meanwhile, she was also determined to find someone to fall in love to fall in love with her, which is why she continued. And I think it was she continued to see people partially because of habit. That was how she met people, you know. But she also seemed to be like a sex fiend, you know,
Like what?
a sex fiend, which is someone who enjoys sex a lot
Ah,
and having it with promiscuous men and whatnot seemed to be a thing for her that she didn't date.
huh. Mm, Interesting. I somehow didn't pay that much attention to that aspect.
Well, she was meeting up with people, and the men were always saying, "We don't have to talk, do we?" You know, it was
Ah,
constantly happening, and she was constantly having sex. So, I mean, she didn't really
Well,
have
that was
sex.
his line. We don't really have to talk now, do we? That was his line. That was Kyle's line.
Well, that
When
was
you see her,
Kyle's line, but
but
some
when
of
you
the
see
other
her,
guys that she went out with also said,
some not really. I mean, the other ones you see her be up with, you see her talking with them.
well, yeah,
You
but
know,
then they all end up underneath the covers with each other, you know.
but you see Kyle use that same line on like two other women.
Well, yeah, and he almost kills the one black girl, African American girl.
That was the only thing that I got confused with. Um, was it because she had seen him, because Alex had seen him actually what he looks like, that now he could sit there and show other people what he really looks like, you know, because he looked fine with the black girl, and then all of a sudden he
He saw
saw
something on the table that reminded him of Alex.
the headphones,
Yes,
Yes.
and then all of a
which
sudden the black girl could see him for the mangled mess he was.
yes, evidently, it's like there were trigger objects
Well,
that
I'm.
triggered his memory of things.
Like, and one of the triggers seemed to be too a mirror. If he saw himself in the mirror,
Correct.
or saw his reflection in glass or
Correct.
something, you know.
Uh, I think, or at least that was how I interpreted it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I got the impression that since he said something about when he told Alex that he was actually dead, he said something about that. He was supposed to cross to the other side, but he didn't want to go. He wanted to stay on Earth. So I think the more he was resisting that, the more he was trying to stay on Earth, even though it wasn't natural. I think that was progressively corrupting him more and more and making him more and more violent.
Well, yeah, and ultimately, because he realized that Alex was the person that seemed to bring him back to Earth, so to speak, you know, bring him back to Earth and seem to like bring him remind him that he was once alive, you know.
Yes.
It was more of I must possess this woman and make her mine type of thing, because I don't want to go through this deathly life without someone to share it with. Although he got quite possessive, and I think he got quite violent, partially because of the violence of his death, you know. But
Oh, yes, I got the impression that he probably wasn't like that when he was alive. That everything when he became violent and all that, that it was all a result of him being dead and the fear of having to leave the living world and all that.
well, the being alone again after each of these like one night stands that he has, you know, and then the reminder that Alex kept presenting every time he was around her, or around objects that would remind him that he died. Um, he even was saying that you're the one that made me slow down and just be, you know. I think at one point in time he said that.
Oh, I think so, although I'm no longer sure which exact moment it was.
but he creeped her out ultimately. In fact, she had ultimately started to move on with another guy who evidently was another coworker. This one
Uh,
she actually started to like,
yeah.
and at first she kidded around like it was sexual harassment, but and she tried to give that line about I don't date my coworkers or whatnot, but it didn't seem to fly with him.
Uh,
His name was Chris.
yes.
Yep,
Uh,
and it looks like Chris and her get close for a little bit, uh, but then Kyle comes back into her life. He just shows up. He, he shows up at her home, and she's wondering why. And I think it's that moment that he basically tells her that, you know, I was having I was actually meeting with someone else, and then I saw a pair of headphones, and it and then I went back home and saw these drawings that I remembered that we both drew, but I don't know when and where, you know. And every time I'm around you, I come I come back to reality, and I just couldn't stay away, you know. I think that's kind of what he said, isn't it?
uh, I
Basically,
I think so. Yeah.
And she basically says that he can stay.
Even after she realized he was dead.
Well, even after, yeah, apparently, because right then and there, he was there for her, and then of course they have a menage a trois in the bedroom where you get to see some gratuitous ditties and
Ah.
some other things. You know, they're somersaulting in bed, but ultimately he tries to force her to get her to tell him that she needs him throughout this whole thing. And then, even though it seems like it's only been a night and a day, she says that she needs to go to work, and he tries to get her to stay. He's even a little bit more forceful, and ends up hurting her a little bit. But she ends up going to work, and and when she gets to work, the Chris, the guy that she had been getting to know, was like, "Well, is there something wrong with you? How are you? You know, we thought that
Yeah,
you had left town."
he says she hadn't been at work for 9 whole days.
Yep, which means like 2 weeks almost, like
Almost.
a week and a half, maybe. So, and there's another girl in her place, you know. So she is flabbergasted. She is speechless. She is trying to think how the fuck did this happen? How the hell did time fly by and I not even know? You know. And he keeps asking her questions, and she just keeps getting angry because she just doesn't understand. The last she knew, it was like either the day before or whatnot. But now there are 9 days missing and time missing. You know, when
Yeah,
time is missing from your life,
uh,
would you get angry?
well, yeah, but that in turn makes me wonder. Okay, she didn't understand how fast the time was flying, but what about Kara? Where was she in the meantime?
Kara was well. Oh, we can go back to Kara because Kara. Okay, Kara is going through a series of emotions. At first, she's pining after dude, but then there's a moment where uh, her best friend comes home and she's wearing the wedding dress that she apparently had picked out for the occasion that she missed out on, and she was evidently drunk off her butt on wine,
Uh,
and she was actually trying to get her friend out of the wedding dress, and they have a fight because she thinks she has the right to wear the dress and feel whatever emotions that she wants to feel. And I kind of agree that she has every right to feel whatever emotions that she wants, but I also kind of feel like dwelling on those emotions, dwelling on those feelings that she wanted to feel was probably not healthy for her at the time either.
probably. But yeah, what confused me was when Alex wasn't at work for 9 days. How come Kara didn't notice anything about her roommate not going to work and stuff like that?
Well, I think that's why when she came back, and that's why she was sitting at that chair, and she was like, you know, I miss you as a friend. Maybe we should start hanging out with each other.
Huh.
More. That was when that happened. You know,
Ah,
she was telling her that she'd like to hang out with her as friends and do more girly stuff together. You know, because she hadn't been what is it, a true friend lately.
Right.
So she was hoping that she could set down in her schedule a time for them to get together. I don't know if this happened before or after the 9 days. I think it happened before, but it might have happened after. It kept bouncing around. That's why I wasn't entirely sure.
yeah, I'm not sure either.
But regardless, once she realized that, then she went back home and told Kyle to fuck off. Basically, I just don't want you here. So technically, supposedly, he left, but she also doesn't realize that Kara's been killed. So I think she goes off with Chris on some hiking vacation,
Yeah.
because that's a moment where Tammy was like, I looked down and looked back up, and she was with Chris, and she didn't know why. Well, I think just after telling Kyle to go fuck off, that I don't want to see you see you right now or be with you right now, because she needs some space. She needed to think, you know. She goes
Well, yeah,
off
Right.
with
he was
huh?
totally trying to consume her time, and she didn't want he didn't want anybody else in her life, really. He wanted it
I
just to be them.
I think he was trying to kill everyone off around her, so that she had no choice but to
be with him.
correct.
And why did he try to kill that black woman he started to date later?
Because she saw his true self.
Huh.
And I think he was angry because she was not the woman he wanted to be with,
Huh.
and the trigger objects helped him realize that. But when she saw his true face, then he was like, then you no longer need to be on this earth.
Yeah.
But he felt guilty about it too, getting violent like he did. So he stopped. He had some morality there, which is more than I can say for what he did to Kara and her dude.
Yeah,
Which
that's true.
which he went after the dude for doing what he did to Kara, and for doing what he did to her, because he read the note too.
Huh.
He read the note,
Um,
found out about the so-called relationship that she had with the guy, so immediately he got jealous and killed him. But but Kara also read the note, which means she now knows about it, which now she's got to go. You know,
I still don't think he had to get rid of Kara.
I don't think so, but do you really think Kara would have stayed friends with her once she found out the reason why they never married?
oh, probably not.
But she ends up going out with Chris hiking. They end up swimming at a hotel together. And she also tells him that she needs some space away from him because she's not ready to be with him, per se. She's not ready to be with anyone. She's got to figure out what she thinks, what she feels, you know?
But
Now
he
that,
seems okay with it. He's like, okay,
yeah, and he seemed okay with it, but well, it appears that Kyle actually finds them wherever they are, and he kills Chris by drowning him. And you see that he has by bringing him back to life and possessing his body, and he basically tells her, I killed everyone. I killed everyone for you, so that we it can be just you and me, and only I can have your body, basically.
Actually, I didn't quite realize that Kyle possessed Chris's body. I thought Chris became another ghost like Kyle.
Well, he did and didn't. I think he was a ghost and not realizing that he was dead yet. But then Kyle possessed him, and you could hear Kyle inside of Chris.
Huh.
Yeah, because Chris even had that one eye that looked funny. That was the way Kyle's eye looked like when you saw Kyle messed up.
Ah,
Yep.
interesting.
And ultimately, it looks like she was killed.
Yes, I also got that impression.
Yeah, he
Because
strangled her.
yeah, he strangled her. So then we see her hooking up again with people with matches, and it's kind of like she is now doing what Kyle was doing, stuck in a rotational rut of being dead.
Oh, pretty much, yes.
So that is pretty much the end of the movie. So what did y'all think about production overall?
I thought it was pretty good. It was a unique concept, and there wasn't like a whole lot of like of CGI in it. You know, it was um. So I mean, I thought, like I said, I thought it was like it's a unique concept. It was, you know, everything looked pretty much, you know, how they dressed and how they acted, and the scenery looked all, you know, like normal things that you would see, you know.
Oh, yeah. Uh, well, I personally felt the production was decent in general. There was I only had an issue with some things being left so unexplained, and especially those recurring scenes when we saw, I guess that was Alex or not, when she was appearing in that green light with sunglasses, like she was meditating or something and
Oh,
listening to music.
she
What was that?
she was just sitting she was suntanning whenever she was in that. You didn't
Huh.
realize there were ultraviolet lights like around her, like a suntan booth. It was like her own personal suntanning equipment.
Well, I saw there was some green light, but I didn't really know what it was or what it was coming from.
Yeah,
I
she was sun tanning, and basically when she would do that, you know, she would just, you know,
It was her way of relaxing.
yeah,
And
Ah,
when Kara and her dude were arguing, she went and put headphones on and suntanned.
huh. Okay, that somewhat explains it.
I guess I would have I would have thought that was kind of self-explanatory, but that's okay. Um, it, I've seen people suntanning before, and I've seen the light that comes from a sun tanning thing. So uh, she was definitely suntanning, even though it seemed like she never got a tan
yeah.
Yeah,
because her skin was quite white.
pretty much, yes.
But I enjoyed the production. I did like the uh, practical effects of you when you actually do realize when they are dead. You know, in fact, I feel like Kyle actually possesses her at the end.
Oh, you think? I thought that she had just become another ghost doing the same thing.
No, because she's got the same fucked up eye in the end.
Huh, huh. Interesting.
So I feel like she became the physical body host of what Kyle wants to use whenever he goes out for his one night stands.
Huh.
Which evidently he didn't want to get out of the rut. He just wanted someone to share it with. But in any case, I I like the concept of the of this. It's kind of like uh, till death do you part type thing, you know, except without the marriage part, you know.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. I enjoyed the production, the characters. Didn't really have a whole lot of dialogue in the very beginning, so um, it was interesting, to say the least. Let's see. Let's see who did the music. I'm gonna go back to the page. Oh, dead thing. Okay. Go to all cast and crew. Just look at the compose. Okay, so there's two composers. One by the name of Michael Krasner and another Robin Vining or Vinning. Michael Krasner worked on Universal Soldier Regeneration, Universal Soldier Day of Reckoning, and a movie called Undertow.
Ooh.
Let's see. But yeah, another one called Feather and Pine. But that I've never seen. Robin Vining or Vinning also worked on Universal Soldier Day of Reckoning, but worked on something else called Dark Room: The Life and Art of Casey McKee from 2006. It seems like the other guy has worked on more things than this person has, but I guess they kind of worked dually together. Did y'all notice the music at all?
Oh, I think
Um,
that. Oh, sorry, Tammy.
just when they were playing it in the headphones a little bit,
Okay.
you know.
Oh, yeah. I think there were some good songs there, and there. I think there was one in the ending credits too.
Yeah, they don't exactly state what song was on the soundtracks. They just show who composed the actual music in between all that. So,
Oh, maybe Shazam can help.
but in any case, did we want to do favorite scenes and or favorite characters?
Oh, yeah. Can you, Tammy, go first?
Tammy, favorite scene and their favorite character.
Um, I guess Alex would be my favorite character. You know, just watching everything she's going through and everything that's going on is you know, and she's so desperately trying to find somebody she can love, you know. Um, favorite scene, um, I guess would be like towards the end, you know, where um Kyle is in Chris, but then he's not in Chris anymore. But then Chris is going after her, but now Kyle's going after her. You know, the kind of back and forth that, you know, the whole and she's fighting, you know, she's fighting to stay alive. You know, so I thought it was all kind of like wow.
Okay. What about you, Boris?
Truth be told, I didn't really like Alex that much because, like I said, she was a hypocrite and she slept with her roommate's boyfriend and never came clean about it and all that. So it's kind of hard to pick a favorite character when every relevant character is kind of bad each in their own way. So maybe I would go with Kara because she was kind of the most innocent of them all and really didn't deserve what was done to her. Um, But in a way, even though it may sound a little shocking, but to an extent, I also liked Kyle because, from what we could understand, he wasn't fully in control of what he was doing since he was a ghost. He
Well,
was operating under unnatural circumstances, and we saw moments when he after he ghosted Alex and reappeared to her, he was acting like it was their first meeting, like he no longer remembered that he had already met her and that things
well,
were
he
happening.
also didn't realize he was a ghost.
Oh yeah, yeah. So while he definitely did do some bad things, it was heavily implied that he wasn't fully in control and wasn't fully aware of what he was doing, and he probably wasn't like that while he was alive, which makes him a kind of compelling character.
No, he was definitely a ghost with unfinished business.
So, what do you think he was like when he was alive?
Oh, I think he was exactly. Well, I do think that he was a ladies' man. Because he kept going out with chicks. Do I think he was a better person alive than dead? Probably. He definitely does come off as like, although he was one of the first ones to say, you know, we really don't have to talk, you know, which implied that okay, let's get out of here and go fuck, you know,
Yes.
type of person, you know. So
But at the same time, he was dead when that happened, and it was during the first date with Alex when he didn't remember knowing her from before, which implies he wasn't quite at his senses in those moments.
nope. But is that pretty much it for you then?
For favorite character, yes, but favorite scene, huh. Favorite scene is kind of difficult to choose, but I think maybe it's the moment when he reveals to Alex that he is dead, because that's when things finally start making sense.
Okay. And my favorite character is Alex. I kind of get why she had to be so haughty to some of the people. It's her own damn right to sleep with whoever she chooses, and she had every right to sleep with anyone she wanted after dude ghosted her because, well, at first we thought it was like something rude that he did, you know. So she
Uh,
moved on with her life.
uh,
Alex, she may have seemed a little standoffish to the coworker, but the way he was coming on to her, as strongly as he was, and as strongly as he got, he deserved every tone of voice she gave towards him. I fully believe that.
I don't know, I found him a little annoying, but I didn't think he deserved quite that harsh treatment.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
a little bit, but not as
he
much
deserved
as
that.
he got.
He deserved that harsh treatment. He wasn't taking no for an answer. He wasn't. And when you don't back down after you've been told, certain things, then you deserve whatever treatment you get. You know, it's just you don't do that to a woman. You know what he did to her. You don't do that. There are many no's that he did, and as harsh as she was to him, that's exactly what he should have gotten.
Uh, I don't know, maybe. I don't know, I had the impression he maybe should have been put in his place, but maybe not quite that aggressively.
Uh, Men only respond to aggressive when it comes down to saying no. Oftentimes, so I don't think you can nicely say back the fuck off, you know, or um, I'm sorry, I just don't date people that I work with. You know, it's not something that you. It's something you can nicely say, but the way he was coming at her and coming onto her was wrong.
Well, yeah, it was.
There are
Uh,
no buts. It was wrong. But in any case, uh, as far as favorite scene, I think my favorite scene is when dude sees himself in when Kyle sees himself his reflection in the glass when he's at her work. The first time, because he scares the shit out of that coworker. And also the time when he just shows up at her place and he just reveals, and at first you think it's a good thing that they get back together. It's when she realizes she's been gone 9 days and lost her job is when you're like, well, fuck that shit. That's not healthy. you know,
yeah.
that's not healthy for anyone around. But in any case, Did anyone else have anything else to add?
Nope, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Alrighty, well, hopefully you out there who have enjoyed our discussion and whatnot, hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you haven't seen the movie, it's not really anywhere to stream for free as of yet. You do have to pay for it wherever it is. I believe it's on Sling. It might be on some some others, but for all intents and purposes, you can buy it on eBay for about $30. You can buy it on. I think you can still buy it on the Vinegar Syndrome site itself. But so you're shit out of luck if you want to see it for free right now. But if you get a chance, go down in our comments. Let us know what you thought of the film, what you thought of our discussion, and we'll see you next time. In fact, Tammy has actually chosen her next film. Did you want to say what the title of it was?
Which one was it?
I believe it was Imaginary.
Yeah.
Imaginary from what year?
Imaginary from 2024. Same year.
Oh, Hoot. Let's see. Ha!
And it looks like it's streaming on a Roku channel.
Oh, a teddy bear.
Yep. So, in any case, it's along the lines of an imaginary friend of sorts. But it's a horror movie. So,
Oh, nice.
in any case, we'll see you next time here on Delusions of Grandeur. Everyone say good night.
Good
Good
night.
night, everyone.
Inside movies galore, just makes you just want more. We've had all in the world of media to explore. Horror, anime, or Curious George. Our love of new things was our reward. It is the best night of our week.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.